So this decode today is going to be on what humanity was intended to be, the good slash true side of 666 and mainly 666, as that is the number that has the infamous stigma. And then also like the good side of Saturn, true love, and more. So this all came, I started this decode because I read this book by Manly P. Hall called The Human Body and Symbolism. And this was, I thought this was important to share. It says the philosophers of antiquity realized that man himself was the key to the riddle of life, or he was the living image of the divine plan. And in future ages, humanity also will come to realize more fully the solemn import of those ancient words. The proper study of mankind is man. So everything we need is us, is within. So you heard it there. And then I went on to elaborate in this Instagram post of mine and said, you have the potential to be a god slash goddess. In some way, do you strive to be more of your true self, your divine self, each and every single day? Life is about progress, not perfection, as there is no such thing as perfection, at least what is generally thought of as such. True perfection is complete balance, and complete balance is true perfection. Man, the microcosm, and the whole universe, the macrocosm, are only complete because balance is innate in both. But the conditioning of this world is holding the collective very far from this. Especially this, in modern day life. And then with the vast majority, so I said, but the conditioning of the world is holding the collective very far from their true nature, uh, as the vast majority live in their lower nature, their animal nature. So yeah, I want to stress that because, I'm about to say a whole lot of awesome stuff, about humanity being divine and such, but, most people on this planet are in an animal state. They're not really human. Um, I, it is what it is. So we have to, and it's just really just because of the super materialism of the times. It's like, yeah, there's these people on this planet that are awakened like me, like probably you watching this, right? But it's like the balance it's like the balance of enlightenment is not, well, even balanced, I guess. I don't know, because it's like we know a lot, right? We know a lot, and it's like people that are aware of this stuff don't just know some of the stuff. It's like they know either know a lot of this stuff, or they're just, a part of the general collective, if that makes sense. Like, just, there's no, like, it really doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of in between. You're either, like, into this stuff and of a high degree of enlightenment, um, like me, like probably you watching this, or, um, you're just one of the common folk, there really doesn't seem a whole lot of in between to me. it just seems like there's certain individuals, a handful of individuals still. I mean, there's a lot of people that are waking up, but it's still a handful of individuals compared to compared to all of mankind. And it's like we're carrying, still having to carry a lot of that, a lot of that knowledge. It's like it's not spread out evenly. So yeah, and we need to see more of that. We need to see it spreading out evenly, and uh, yeah, that would be a great sign that we're on the right track. We can all take steps to be more of what we were initially intended to be. Um, we've just been so conditioned that you know we don't really know what our nature is. And for those that think they do, they probably think human nature's negative, or maybe just not the best, but like not the worst either. But really, our true nature, we had godly nature, and um, those who give a solid effort in life will be met halfway by the universe because it's a mirror of ourselves. I can certainly tell you in my journey, my spiritual journey, I guess you can say, that statement couldn't be more true. Because what launched me into all this was just a little effort on my part, literally. I'm not going to get into that here. This video is going to be long enough, but I have an amazing story, and I've actually really never shared it. So yeah, we were initially intended to be of the cosmos. And really, we still are of the cosmos. By we, I mean the collective. It's just the collective has not realized this yet, as their true selves are locked up. Keep in mind throughout this decode that these Sumerian ciphers that I bring up, all they do is multiply whatever the simple English or reverse simple English gematria values of a word or phrase are by 6. 6, remember that, because, important number. There is mathematical evidence for what I went on to say about true perfection being complete balance and complete balance being true perfection. Really, the whole point of that post, that Instagram post, was to say that you are God. That's what I mean by what humanity was intended to be. Wholeness of the cosmos, the universe, whatever, in physical form. You are God. And that phrase equals 666 in English Sumerian Gematria. From here on out, I'm going to try not to keep saying in English Sumerian Gematria, reverse English Sumerian Gematria. You can see it on the screen, because it's one of the two. But yeah, you are God, phrase equating to 666. Humanity and perfection, both equal 666. Genesis equals 666. The book of the Bible, where man was made, where it said man was made in God's image. Now, now I know what you're thinking. Like all numbers, there is a good side to 666. The meaning of this number became all too stigmatized by the Roman Catholic Church. Because of the Roman Catholic Church, it was kind of hijacked. So, let me explain. According to the Bible, man was made on the 6th day of creation. The number of a man is 6. The number of this material world is 6 as well. The first perfect number, I bolded perfect for a reason. The first perfect number is 6. Then it's 28, and so on. And actually, man equals 28 in the most simple. You see right there, so that's kind of interesting. Oh, well, man equals 10 and 17, like God. But anyways, 6 is the number in the middle. That's important too, that it's in the middle of 369, a very divine number. It's significant that 6 is in the middle of the divine trinity, that is 369, because 6 is a number of balance. That's what this indicates here. If you take a look at the kabbalistic tree of life, you'll see how the 6th node is in the middle of the rest. You'll also see how all the other nodes are connected to the 6th, either directly or indirectly, and how the middle pillar stands higher than the other two. So you can see that here. The meaning of this is that the middle path, or the middle way, as the Buddhists would say, is not a way, but the way to attain the objective goal of existence, if you can say that there is such, if you favor to say that there is such. And the 6th planet from the Sun is Saturn, which is the planet associated with balance. Just for your information, Saturn was actually the Sun before our current Sun that we have now. You can do that research for yourself. I've provided evidence for this, but I haven't really stressed it and been sure in saying that. That's why I haven't started saying that until recently. Like, it's not in really any of my decodes, but it will be from now on about it. Because only recently I've really uh, came to the conclusion that this is definitely the case. And they say the sun we have now is a brown dwarf star. I need to research that. I don't truly know anything about that. But anyways, so you see the 369, the yin yang, 9 completion, wholeness. So if you've been following my work, then you know just how big of an influence Saturn has in our world. And I've focused on the negative influence of it primarily. But in astrology, the planet is associated with balance and karma. Of course, the law of karma maintains balance in the universe. In Jewish gematria, the phrase the karma cycle equals 666. Saturnic equals 666. That's in reverse English Sumerian gematria. Going back to the rep digit in 666, that being 6, of course, humans are carbon-based beings, and carbon is the 6th element on the periodic table. Carbon-12 has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, and the human body is composed of 18% carbon. 18 is the sum of 6 plus 6 plus 6. In addition, a crystalline form of carbon is graphite, which has a structure where carbon atoms form layers with a hexagonal arrangement. Of course, a hexagon is a 6-sided shape, and on the North Pole of Saturn, there is a hexagon. Man is able to attain Christ consciousness, or the state of Christos, a word equating to 666. This can be attained, the state can be attained by balancing the unconditioned mind and heart. A phrase, mind and heart, also equating to 666, along with human love. The human love I'm talking about here is the unconditioned kind for all that is, like what you have as a child and what you were intended to have throughout your whole life. This is why Matthew 18, chapter 18, verse 3 states, "And he said, Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." New International Version. And the kingdom of heaven just means an enlightened state of being in the individual and or the world. Furthermore, we have been programmed to be the total opposite of what we really are, especially in this modern day era, which means you have to go within or constantly listen for that subtle and suppressed voice inside you, aka your intuition, to let you know what to do. And phrase "go within" equals 666. You only have to go within and really, focus, and pay attention to that subtle voice within ourselves because of the conditioning against our nature, the programming of this world to be totally against what we truly are. Anyways, to continue, mankind equals 66. And if you add up all the master numbers, 11, 22, and 33, you get 66. Remember the following for later. The gods equals 33, and Genesis equals 33. Before I go any further, here's a quote from Carl Sagan. "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." And I'd say vice versa as well. The universe is a way for us to know ourselves. It's all a mirror. And humans have 33 vertebrae in their spine. So think about Kundalini energy here, which I'm not going to get into. But cosmos equals 33. The self equals 33. Phrase that refers to your true nature. The incarnation of the cosmos was Jesus, who died at the age of 33. And by the way, 3 plus 3 equals 6. I brought up 33 connections because when this number is spelled out as such here, it equals 66. Self equals 66. Love of the cosmos equals 66. This is what Jesus represents, or what Jesus is and or represents, and also what the true nature of man is. And the phrase "the cosmic man" equals 66 as well. Look up Carl Jung's archetype of the cosmic man, and this will make more sense. Also, the sixth chakra is the pineal gland, or the third eye. Pineal equals 33 and 105, which, again, both numbers reduced to 6. Going back to 6 plus 6 plus 6 equating to 18, the latter number reduces to 9. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. This is the number of completion, which is just an upside down 6. If you put 6 and 9 together, you get 69, which is associated with the yin and yang symbol because it resembles the number. Saturn equals 69. And again, the planet is associated with balance. The completion or perfection of man is only attained by the balanced union of the mind and heart. Mind and heart, a phrase that equates to 69. Union, word equating to 69. Heart of Christ, a phrase equating to 69. So remember that for what's to come ahead. As Christ is who all humans were intended to be like. And the phrase love of the cosmos equals 69. Again, what Jesus is and or represents and what the true nature of man is. Love of all that is. Notice what 69 breaks down to? Breaks down to 6. As 6 plus 9 equals 15, and 1 plus 5 equals 6. In addition, Saturn equals 42, humanity equals 42. Of course, 4 plus 2 equals 6. Humanity also equals 105. Human race and perfection both equate to 159 and 51. And all those numbers, 105, 159, and 51, as well as 42, like we said, reduced to 6. On top of all that, phrase you are God also equals 132 and 42. Mind and heart also equals 213. Human love also equals 132 and 42. And again, all those numbers reduced to 6. Number of man. Let's go back to what I mentioned in the beginning about the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 states, Then God said, Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, over the livestock and the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. New International Version. Remember, according to Genesis, we were made on the 6th day of creation. 6th day of creation, a phrase equating to 216, which is the product of 6 times 6 times 6. And the phrase creation God equals 666. But it says, let us make mankind in our image, implying that we had many creators. And, I think we did. Fittingly, the phrase the gods equals 666. But our essence, our true nature is not of our maybe physical creators per se, but of all that is. Love, the cosmos, the universe, whatever you want to say. The true God, the all-encompassing, right? Anyways, the phrase mankind's God, or you could rephrase it and probably more accurately put, mankind gods, is a phrase equating to 666. Also, the gods in Genesis are a match in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. So both equal 111, which goes to 666 in the Sumerian ciphers. But they both also equal 33 and 78, numbers that reduce to 6. The famous verse of Genesis I was talking about was the 26th in chapter 1. So the 26th verse, God equals 26, union equals 26. God is truly all things and nameless. Cosmic equals 26. 6th equals 26, as on the sixth day of creation man was made, and begin equals 26, as Genesis means the beginning of something. Not just Jesus Christ, but all humans were intended to be the embodiment of the whole infinite universe, or the love of God, love of the cosmos. That, as we'll talk about, God is love. So, love is just synonym for God, and God is just a synonym for love. So, but love of God, a phrase equating to 101, Christian equals 101. Think about what it truly means to be a Christian, not the definition, not the belief system, just, the golden rule, the phrase union of heart and mind equals 101. Keep that in mind for what is just ahead. And think about Bob Marley's song, One Love, title equating to 101. And 101 is the 26th prime number. Bob Marley was born on 2/6, February 6th. Very interesting. And in addition, a Beatles song called Real Love was based on a demo by John Lennon. It was remade by the other Beatles and released after John Lennon's death on what would have been a span of 206 days before his birthday. Like 26, because the zero valueless, so, 26 connection. And the song released 101 days after his death anniversary. So this seems like a tribute to him, either ordained by man or by the divine. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I was just found that. Now let's take a look at John 4:7. John chapter 4, verse 7 to verse 8. So, beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God. And whoever loves has been born of God and knows God. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. Simple. And I lost what version, the exact translation of this, where it was from, what Bible. But you can look up all the translations. They're all pretty much the same, say the same. But this started with John 4:7. Love of God equals 4:7. John equals 4:47. I don't know why I was saying 4:7 there. 47. Christian equals 47. Nirvana equals 47. Because God is nirvana. Nirvana is love. A union between the mind and heart. And the phrase mind-heart equals 47. To explain the latter, true love is unconditional, right? This means taking the good with the bad with no falter in your internal state, which can only be achieved by a balanced union of the heart and mind. This can also be backed up by the late great kabbalistic rapper and revolutionary who believed that the number 47 was the perfect representation of balance in the world. And he was right, as he was also in the chakras, heavily in the chakras. I'm sure he knew what he was doing when he picked this number to be the representation of perfect balance in the world, because the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. Alright, self-explanatory. And located at the top of the head is the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, through which the mind, or some degree of consciousness, is received and or given. So it affects mental functions. So that chakra has to do with the mind. So for more 47s, check out my decode on capital C's here. Just come to this post and whatnot and click that. A piece of evidence supporting my point in connection to Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 is how godlike equals 126. Real love also equals 126. Keep that in mind for what's just ahead. Godlike also equals 36 twice in 63, just as divine does. Godly equals 63, and the phrase the human race equals 63 as well. Also, innate equals 63, 27, 36, and 99, as we were born divine. Kind of like, again, kind of like when we were young children, full of wonder, before getting older and totally programmed out of our true nature. Before I go any further, I want to point out that soul equals 360 in Jewish gematria. Of course, there are 360 degrees in a circle, a shape that has no beginning or end, no defined beginning or end, just like our souls. By the way, geometry equals 3645 in 108 twice. And gematria can be simply defined as geometry within language. To continue, though, godly also equals 1827 and 72. Divine also equals 99. And the phrase the human race also equals 54, 117, and 207. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. And you may have noticed, but I'll talk about that. I'll talk about why I'm pointing all this out. Finally, I would like to make the point that love equals 18 twice and 54 twice in the base ciphers of gematria. It equals 54 in simple English, 18 in the reduction of simple English, 54 in reverse simple English, and 18 in reverse reduction. Yeah, reverse reduction. So it's like there's this symmetry, right there, like a balance in the word right there, and it's that can be backed up by the numbers. It's just how it's laid out there. 54, then 18, then 54 again, then 18 again. So it really just shows there, and love is one of the only words. I think I found another word, but love is one of the only words that I have found that is like that. So, type it in the gematria calculator for yourself to kind of see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think I found another word that is laid out like that, but I don't remember what it is. But I mean, it just shows, the harmony of this all. And despite what most people think of as love, true love is an unconditional one for all that is. The state Christ was supposedly in. But, Christ isn't to be worshipped. Okay? He's just a figure that was/is a perfect example of the true or intended nature of humanity. We have all that Christ was within us. Adding on, child equals 27 twice, 36, and 99. Because remember, I was talking about being childlike, all that. It's just purity, right? Lover equals 27 twice, 63, and 72. Love is God, a phrase equating to 45 twice, 108. and 135. Real love, phrase equating to 36, 45, 90, and again 126. Reality is a match in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers with real love, as it equates to 36, 45, 90, and 99. And real equals 18, 27, 36, and 72. So, like John Lennon said in his song Love, love is real, real is love. And interestingly, that song released 63 days or 9 weeks after his birthday. And again, John equals 47, and remember the 47 connections we talked about. Refer back to it if you have to. In addition, as there are many 36 connections here, something I talked about earlier was Bob Marley's song One Love, which released 36 days before his birthday. The one true reality is pure love, or perfect balance, what Buddhists call nirvana, and only in this state are we truly complete, truly at one. So, and if you haven't noticed, all these numbers that I went over here, the connection is that they all reduce to 9, the number of completion, the number of the whole infinite universe, or the true omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent God. We were made by our creator gods, but only made complete by having the balanced nature of the universe built inside us. Or maybe not even built inside us, it was just there. The question is, do you try to model yourself after the universe to experience the best life possible and, make the best life possible for others around you? Or do you let the conditions of this world make you and your reality? See, that is the difference right there of what it truly means to be human and what people of today think when they say human. Humans of today will let the conditions of the world that they're in make their reality and themselves, making them therefore their reality, making their reality therefore themselves. That's how they think. It's what they do. Therefore, they're not really human. They're not. They're animals. They don't exercise. And I mean, that's the sad reality. They don't exercise mind over matter. Because they're of the matter over mind. Matter before mind. Philosophy. But the true human is a mind before matter person. And they try to make progress each and every single day, get back to their true nature by shedding the conditioning of the world that they're in. So yeah, for a related post, see, maybe I'll link it, but if not, you can come here and click this on the master numbers and other various topics. But if you resonate with this, please share it, like it, get it out there some way, because this is probably this is one of my most important decodes. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.